Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 3 of the Unidentified Flying Podcast. Hope everyone has had a wonderful week. Let me know if my mic sounds good. Make sure it's loud enough, but not too loud. Perfect? Awesome. Wonderful, wonderful. How's everyone doing today? Got a nice cup of tea going today. Capricorn cup, even though I'm not a Capricorn. It's a day that ended with a Y. Ended in a Y. Well, yes it is. Yes it is. Quite a interesting week this last week. I was sick for most of it. Whole family's actually sick with the COVID, so it's been interesting to say the least. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the chat. We'll wait for a few more people to hop in here, and then we will... Yeah, quite a few people are live right now. It's a Saturday. It's a good Saturday to go live to because it's middle of the month, so... I don't have much of a cough, here and there. Pretty much only had that cough for about a day. And then I don't know, it just went away, but still feeling a little congested. Hello, Thunderchild. If you guys could, make sure to share. Tippity tap 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 away. Today we have a wonderful announcement, and we will have two awesome guests that really need no introduction. Everyone knows them. How did everyone's week go, though? What did everyone do this week? Let us know in the comments if you're watching this on the tubes. Let us know in the comments. How was your past week? What'd you get up to? All right. Well, so yeah. We're famous. No. More like infamous. More like infamous. More like infamous indeed. Yeah, Thunderchild, everyone's kind of sick in the household. COVID did infiltrate our castle. Call it a castle. Our humble abode. Hello, little rabbit. Welcome, welcome. So, I guess we'll just go ahead and get right into it, though. So, we have an amazing announcement today. Two, actually. Well, the second one's really not much of an announcement as much as we got some new gear that's going to help us with the quality of our content, and I'll get to show that. I guess, actually, if it's okay with everyone, I'll go ahead and actually show it here. And it's going to be important for what we're going to talk about later, because we're going to get to use it. in just a week's time. Just a week's time. Hello, Sin. Just a week's time we'll get to use it, guys. We do have great equipment. And this is a wonderful addition. A wonderful addition indeed. How are you doing tonight, Sin? Hello, Randy. Oh, how were the investigations last night? I was a little busy, so I didn't get to catch them. Where'd you guys investigate? Oh, yes. Can't wait to see the footage indeed. Absolutely. Well, thank you for stopping by and saying hi. Randolph, is that an asylum? Or jail? I think asylum. I think I've heard of that before. Yeah, I think I have. Winchester. Ooh, Indiana. Nice, nice. Winchester, Indiana. Let's see, what do we... Today's topic, right? Because it is a podcast, so we must have topics, right? Have a good night, Sin. Is true to the topic or the theme of the podcast. And hello, Trina. Of the podcast, and it is very, very much so alien filled. We're super excited to announce it and share it with you guys. But first, let's take a look at these new pieces of equipment we got. Well, new piece, I guess. So, see if you guys can see it. Kind of, I guess. And then there's a second piece to it here. Kind of hard to see, but I think you get the gist of it. It's nice, nice handheld. I don't even know what it's really officially called. Handheld device for phones, cameras, GoPros, everything. Stabilizer. We'll call it a stabilizer. For video recording, lives, everything. It's going to help us remain steady in our quest to find the mysteries of the world. And find the mysteries of the world we will. Yes, we will. So that segues into the second part here. I think we should bring on our wonderful guest tonight. I think so indeed. Let me get this set up here. Make sure actually in chat are the guests ready? You ready? Okay. Let's get this set up then. Let's see here. They changed some stuff. That's not very nice. Why is it not letting me invite you? Hey, Allie, go ahead and request. Because for whatever reason, it's letting me invite everyone but you, Allie. There we go. Paranormal Joy, thank you so much for the gifts. There we are. Hello, hello.
I know why it didn't let you invite me, bro.
What did you do? What?
I am now a private account, so I have to request.
Why are you a private account? Bad things
Because
happened?
my husband works for the government.
Oh. No, not that word. Not
Oh,
that
yes.
word.
Okay, so the MIB.
No, the G-men.
No,
The
the
G-men.
G-men. I don't know. That sounds sussy.
Wha-
We're not going to turn into that podcast
Maybe
or
they
that
are.
live. Yeah. No,
Right?
yeah. So the G-men or whatever you want to call it, yeah. So we're trying to stay on the
Oh, goodness.
what was that?
Mom sent... Thank you so much, Paranormal Joy, for the gifts. Oh, goodness. Oh, yes. Adam, I'm so sorry. I thought you guys were going to be on the same, but...
Oh
Sorry,
no,
sorry.
we were on our separate accounts so that we could double tap.
Gotcha. There we are. He is here. Hello, hello, the Cryptid Keeper.
Hello, hello, hello.
So, this wonderful piece of equipment, what is it going to help us film? You guys want to break the news to everyone?
Sure. Is that okay with you, Crypto Keeper?
Yes. Do 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 do.
So this time next week, we will be in Pine Bush,
Yes.
New York, which is the UFO capital of the East Coast. Some say of the United States.
Yes,
And
that
not
is true.
only do they have UFOs, but they have cryptids, witches, all kinds of paranormal adventures to be had. Yes.
Yes.
So we are going, I think this is kind of, I have a feeling this is part 1 of the Pine Bush adventures.
Pine Bush Adventures.
Yes, because I feel like this is going to be a great scouting mission. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So you think that
it's going to be nostalgic for me because I was born and spent the early years of my life not too far from Pine Bush.
Oh, I did not know this. Interesting.
Poughkeepsie, same place Snooki is from.
On the river, right? There's a river that Poughkeepsie is right next to a river, which is also the
I couldn't see high
border.
enough out of my car seat to see the river. I'll take your word for it.
Just based off of geospatial analysis called Google Maps.
Which cannot be trusted anymore. They are now inaccurate.
Are they? Oh, gosh. Okay.
Yeah,
so,
now it's the Gulf of America. Yeah. Which, don't get me started on that. That's for another podcast.
Different podcasts, different topics.
Yes.
Hello, Shannon.
So about them aliens and the abducting kind. Woo, woo, woo,
so,
woo, woo.
In Pine Bush, there have not been any abductions. Now, close to Pine Bush, there was probably a few, but the main one that I read about was an abduction that happened in a cabin about 20 minutes into the wilderness from Pine Bush. So, Paranormal Joy asked a great question. So, will there be no UFP next Saturday? Well, that just so happens to not be the case because we're going to go live. We're going to be live. It's going to be all the podcasts are live, but it's going to be a live investigation podcast where we're going to go try and bag us some aliens. We're gonna try to steal them, smuggle them.
Now, one can only hope that they will like us, but you know, you
Well,
said there were no
according
abductions, but there were no reported abductions because those people were like, "Do not take me back."
well, according to the wonderful group of people in the Estes that Mom keeps getting, they like us and they want us.
I see she
So
just said that. She's nervous. Don't be nervous, Mom. Paranormal Joy. I'm not nervous.
no,
If
not
my
nervous at
mom
all.
is to believed, I am one of them. So I'm going to facilitate them being safely integrated and meeting my true family. So don't worry about it at all. I got him. I got him.
No, legitimately, he has a really great UFO story that he should probably share if you're into it because from his mom, who is both his mom and dad are very much avid UFO believers, but
Hmm.
she is positive. She always joked that little baby Adam was abducted and brought back. And
Oh
that's why he's so
gosh.
smart.
Yeah. Go ahead. Before we get into more of Pine Bush, go ahead and give us this UFO story. Throw it at us.
Okay. Okay, here it goes. So, as I said, I was born in the greater Kingston Poughkeepsie area, which is not terribly far from Pine Bush. Lots of hills and trees and mountains and stuff. I remember all that stuff very vividly as a child. I remember when I still had good vision, how much stars you could see in the sky up there, even with New York City not being terribly, terribly far away. So, my mom was very, and still is to this day, a wonderful human being, but OCD and neurotic. So she would put me into my bed crib hybrid thing I was at that age, and more crib than bed, I think. And she would always make sure the window, because there was a window in there, was closed and locked and everything. And she said goodnight to me. She always would say that when I would wake up, I just sing, or the equivalent of baby singing, I guess, to let everybody know I was up. I wasn't much of a crier. So she put me to bed, was finishing up her house chores for the night, and then she heard me singing, which was weird because that's not
That's
something I normally would do. Ooh, wow, that was a cool
Thank you,
ship.
Paranormal
Whoever just
Joy. Sent
that was so cool.
level ship. Maybe that's gonna be the ship that you see.
It could be. Um, so my mom says that when she came in, I was singing, like trying to get someone's attention, looking out the window, standing straight up, not asleep, and the window was wide open that she had closed and locked. So she couldn't really explain that. While we lived there, my father saw a couple of UAPs, while we were there.
Mm-hmm.
So my mom's story is that I got whisked away by aliens. I think one of my parents' earliest dates was to go see one of the Alien movies, which terrified my dad so bad he swore off horror movies for life. So um, maybe I am an alien. I don't know, but since then, I think my dad, my mom, myself have always seen strange aerial phenomena. So I don't know. Maybe I am.
That's creepy. Hello, Ona, and hello, Mama Ghost Lorraine. Thank you two for joining in. The Cryptid Keeper, Adam the Cryptid Keeper. He was just sharing a really cool UFO story. So a story of why his mom thinks he was abducted and then sent back. Thank you for sharing that, Adam. Thank you.
She still talks about it every time she visits. She shares that story, and I
Does she?
absolutely love it. Yes, she's obsessed with it. And his dad also talks a lot about the UAPs that he saw leaving for work early in the morning when it was still dark outside when they lived in New York. So
Mm-hmm.
very, very interesting.
He is also a strong believer in ancient astronaut, ancient alien theories as well. You guys, the next time you're all together, I'll have to talk about that.
Oh yeah, we'll have to get into that one episode. I think that's probably. So we started. If you guys didn't see, episode 2 was about. I had 2 wonderful guests on SGG Paranormal and Mama Ghost Lorraine, and we spoke about what we thought aliens were. We also spoke about what the government, G-men, if they were hiding things from us, and pretty general consensus that they were. Thank you for the gifts, Mama Ghost Lorraine. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness, I should probably pin a new gift, huh? Sorry guys, just 1 second. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Okay, well, there we are. So, yeah, so for those of you that just joined, next Saturday, instead of doing a standard episode of Unidentified Flying Podcast, we're going to be doing it live. We're going to be doing a live UFO investigation in Pine Bush, New York. During the 80s and 90s, it was said to be the UFO hotspot of the world, actually. They had so many reported cases of UFO sightings. And so many cases of mass cases. These weren't just cases where it was just a few people. Dozens,
Thousands.
hundreds. One of them, 5,000 people reported seeing a UFO in the area. Now, Pine Bush is a very small town, roughly 2,500 people. Mama Ghost Rain, that's going to be next Saturday. So what the current plan is going to be, as of right now, our plan is to go live at, what time did we agree on? 7 p.m. or 8 p.m.?
So yeah, I think we were going to do 7. We had discussed doing maybe on Friday as well the live Estes session.
Yes.
To try to do some collective manifestation to draw, taking inspiration from the wonderfully divine Greg and Dana Newkirk, to try to draw energy toward us to hopefully manifest an experience, a UAP UFO experience on Saturday, and then we were going to go live Saturday as well. So definitely Saturday though, and I think we agreed 7 p.m.
7
Eastern
p.m.
Standard Time.
Yep, 7 p.m. for both nights. It'll be dark by then. That'll be not long after we've gotten into the hotel there. So
the goal.
Thank you, Mama
or
Ghost
hope is,
Lorraine,
from
so
my
much.
Perspective. Yes, thank you so much. Would be for me to do my first time going under with the Estes session to see how that goes. I am admittedly the only one in the group yet, besides
No, you're the only one.
Bach Holmes.
No, he went under.
To go under. He went under?
Yes.
I didn't even hear about that.
Yep.
Man, I can't do nothing. That's it. I'm quitting my job and go be a ghost hunter all the time. Forget this. I want to, but so I'm gonna go under, and it should be interesting. I'm very nervous and excited to see how that goes.
Oh, I think it'll be great, honestly. And guys, we want your help too, right? So we want to try to continue on with the experiment that Dana and Greg did about collective manifestation. So, if you guys are, I don't even know how to put this really. How would be a good way to put this? Visualize that a UFO will appear while we are there on Saturday, February the 21st. Is it 21st or 22nd? That's Saturday, 21st or 22nd.
I
22nd.
admittedly do not know.
February 22nd. Yeah, let's try to manifest that. It's collective manifestation. Let's give it a try. See what we can do. And of course we will be doing it live, but we will also be recording separately. We're going to try to get actual video of it besides on the live. We'll be out there for, a number of hours. It'll be dark, so if it's a good chance it could happen. Who knows, right? Who knows, especially with what's going on around, the area of New Jersey, New York. I wonder how common it would be to see one, right? We'll also have the Enigma app, so we'll be able to rule out if it's an airplane. Well, at least one that's tracked, that's not under the radar like military or government. But if it's a commercial flight or a practice flight, someone flying their little Cessna, we'll be able to see those. If it's a chartered flight, we'll be able to see those. If it's a satellite, whether it's a weather satellite, any satellite, Starlink, we'll be able to see that. So
that's excellent. Speaking of which, I totally remember that when we were driving back to the house last night, we had to run out and grab a couple of things because of my major flight delay getting home. We saw some kind of UFO, UAP. We think it might have been a drone of some kind, but it was static in the sky, and it was very, very strange. Allie was driving, so I was trying to run shotgun, and I had left my phone at home to charge, so I didn't even catch it. It was wild.
Oh, Ona, that would be great. So, Adam, it's funny that you say that because last night I was sitting at my desk just playing games while my wife was at work, and I saw a very, very low flying plane. I mean, it could have been a plane. It made no noise though, and it was small. It wasn't big. It wasn't tiny like a quadcopter style drone. It was maybe the size of a car, probably. But it looked exactly like the drones that we saw when we investigated the drones here. It was crazy, and it was so close, flying right out front, and it went right over, kind of at a diagonal across my plane of vision, looking west. So it would have been moving southwest to northeast towards Atlantic City. Now, granted, there's an airport outside of Atlantic City, but I'm going to be honest, I don't know if this was really a plane. It made no noise, not a single bit of noise, and it was extremely low. Extremely low. Low enough that in the night, like in the night sky, I couldn't see a particular shape, but based on the lights that it did have, illuminated it enough to see that it was a fixed wing something, not like a quad rotor, or I could tell that it wasn't a helicopter, although it was probably a little bit smaller than a helicopter, but it didn't tilt or anything. It moved in a straight line, constant speed, very slow, very slow.
Yeah, dude, this what we saw last night, it literally, we were on the Garden State going south, and it was so bright, we were like miles away from this based off of where we were when we saw it in the sky on the exit markers to where it ended up. And guess where it was hovering?
Where? Where?
Right over freaking Avalon.
Oh, where we got all those.
Which is where we got the first bit of drones. And so it was so bright, we could see it for miles. And it was completely stationary in the road, and it was just hovering. And as we're getting closer, we could see it clearer and clearer. And as we got right underneath of it, we could see there were multiple lights. On one end was blue light, on the other end was red, and in between were many white lights. This thing was huge, and it was completely stationary, completely. And we watched it in the rear view mirror as we're driving down, continuing to go south.
So creepy, so strange. You know, I hope that when we're in Pine Bush, we get to see something, and I hope it's something other than a drone. I'm gonna be honest, because it seems like the drones are just still so common around New Jersey. You know, I want to see something like what we saw when we went drone hunting and saw that light merge and then disappear right in front of our eyes. I want to see something like that again.
I wish, because I wasn't there for you guys with you guys when you did that. I would love to see something like that. And just one little bit of interesting numerological piece of fact, it was literally right over the exit, which is exit number 13, and 13's been showing up a lot for us lately over in this household. So just thought I'd add that in for added strangeness.
Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. Strange. Oh, 1 plus 3 also equals 4. What was the 4 part of? Had something to do with a 9. 9 minus 4, or 5 plus 4 was 9. Do you remember? What was that? Oh, gosh.
I don't remember, but 4 plays a significant 44 specifically, but that's for a different podcast. Mom asked, Paranormal Joy asked, if the weather's bad, do we have a plan B? So I had a couple of thoughts. Do you want me to touch on it?
I had some thoughts too, because I had that in the back of my mind, but let's hear your thoughts first.
Well, we're definitely going to do at least, a live. That Friday night live might be later because of when we're arriving, but we'll make sure to let everybody know as we're traveling what time to expect that live on Friday night. So I figured we would definitely try to connect with, spirit, extraterrestrial energy, ultra-terrestrial energy via Estes, via EVP session. That's something we can do if the weather is bad as well. Also, while we're there, we're going to a paranormal and UFO museum. And while we can't actually record while we're in there, we'll have a lot of vlog-like footage. So that's going to be something that we'll be able to share here on TikTok as well as over on the tube. And then I also figured if the weather is terrible and the cloud cover is bad, that's one of the things about this particular location that I find to be so fascinating is that it's not just UFO and UAP. It is a paranormal hotspot. We have witchy folklore from the Catskill Mountains. We have cryptids. We have all kinds of things that we can investigate. And so even if it's us, driving around or that's part of what I want to do with the Estes method is to try to see if we can get energy of where we should investigate in this area, see if we can connect with spirit in some way where they can tell us where we should be going. And so I think even if we're not looking up at the sky because of
bad
cloud cover or snow or whatever it may be, there is ample opportunity to get footage as well as, content for lives, all of the paranormal goodies.
Yeah.
That's kind of where my brain was going. So I'd love to hear what your thoughts were.
Along the same lines. It's such, it is 3 miles. I think 5 kilometers, which is about 3 miles, away from a ley line. So it's going to have some crazy things there. And before we leave, I'll definitely be doing some research the best I can to gather some places that we can go, specifically for the UFO stuff, but also for plan B things, right? So I'll try to start with the cryptid stuff, see if there's anything nearby, and then we'll go to maybe some, and then I'll look up, some other, legends lore type deal, and we'll the weather's bad. We're gonna be doing something, right? We're not gonna just waste the trip going up there. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think that I realize that cryptid hunting is so involved. That is something that I don't think we really have the technical ability to do it in a way that we could do it for ourselves, but I'm not sure that we would be able to do it for a live. We need trail cams, things like that. That would need to be, I think, a completely separate investigation if we were to go like into the woods or mountains, so to speak. But I think we could still do some light cryptid hunting. I plan on putting a dossier together this week, as well as what you get, and we can kind of compare notes and figure out, the history, because that's something I really want to share with the people that are tuning in. Ona said, "Are you going to do Estes while in the car? It would be cool seeing a spirit direct you to a place." Yeah, so for that Friday night, I think that that's going to be priority, since we're going to be getting there in the evening, is to do an Estes to see what spirit, or even if it's I would love to connect with any positive energy that wants to come forward, and see what they have to say about where we should be going.
Absolutely, I agree. I do agree.
Also, for
Go ahead.
those who aren't as aware, there is a very heavy layover between cryptid and UFO UAP. A lot of these cryptids are stipulated to be aliens that either crashed here and can't find a way home, attempting to colonize here. There's a lot into that, and that plays into the whole layover with our favorite little docu-series Hellier. So I think it's very, very interesting and exciting in that way as well. So I think we'll be able to kind of integrate everything in, regardless of what we come across, and it might act naturally and organically integrate itself in as well. So I'm really excited.
Absolutely, extremely excited. Even like we said, guys, even if the weather's bad, cloud cover, what have you, we're gonna be doing something. It's gonna be fun. You won't want to miss it. That's for sure. We'll be getting into some badness either way. Badness as in, we're gonna be getting up to mischief either way.
Badness as in goodness.
Yes.
Paranormal goodness.
Paranormal goodness, which to some people is badness. So. Yeah, we'll be getting up to some things, and like I said, guys, try to think a few times throughout the week about this. Try to help us manifest this. Let's see what we can do here. It would be great if we could catch something on film, on camera, on the live, and show the world. Honestly. Absolutely. Oh, goodness.
I'm excited about this, bro. I think that this is a place that I have never seen investigated on any kind of television show, any kind of podcast. I'm sure it exists. I'm not going to say we are, the first. Obviously, we're not, because there are reports, but I think that this is for lack of a better phrase, an untapped market, if you will, which for those of you who are just getting to know us, and even for those of you who have been watching us for a while, we really prefer those kinds of locations. And I'm not shaming anybody for going to where they choose to go to investigate, because those places need to be investigated as well.
Mm-hmm.
But we love investigating and researching untapped, untainted locations where there is not a lot of, if you think about, for example, some of these really famous locations, even some of these really famous UFO hotspots that people go to, Roswell and things of that nature, and they investigate even the place where Mothman took place and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
These people that are going and investigating, they leave an energetic imprint there. I mean, that's my opinion. I think that definitely has a part in the energy that is picked up on when people are investigating those really famous locations. So I'm super excited to get to somewhere that hasn't been tainted.
I agree. And now that I think of it, haven't been many, if any, TV shows or anything like that have went to Pine Bush. However, there are 2 books written about it, and both books were written, I think, by the same lady or potentially by 2 different researchers. They spent years in Pine Bush researching Pine Bush. One of them moved there full time to research it and to write a book about it. And then the second person is there now and has lived there for years and is researching not just Pine Bush, but the whole area. The Hudson Valley is extremely rich with cryptid, the Catskill crone legends, the witches legends, the cryptids, Bigfoot sightings. Everything is there. We could go hunt Bigfoots if the weather is too cloudy. That would be interesting.
I'm up for that. That's
something we could do.
Interdimensional cryptids like Bigfoot that walk between worlds, I think, because I don't know how else you're in front of a tree 1 second, you walk behind a tree, you just disappear. That's some magic.
That is
some cool magic, and I'm with it.
That's a theory that's taken pretty big hold in the world of Bigfoot hunting nowadays, is that Bigfoot is a interdimensional being.
Yes, a lot of that, from my understanding from the research I've done on that topic, because I'm also a proponent of that, has links to the spiritual significance of indigenous people that they put towards the entity we call Bigfoot, that they have different, depending on
names for it.
The different names that the different tribes have come up with for that entity or entities like them, because I do believe there are more than one. But we could spend an entire podcast talking about Bigfoot / Sasquatch-like creatures and how every culture in the world has at least one. Mm-hmm. At least one. But we'll save that for another time, because this is not the Bigfoot podcast. This is the Identified Flying podcast.
So, Mama Ghost Lorraine, you're actually by one of the nation's biggest hotspot of Bigfoot sightings at Salt Fork State Park in central northeastern-ish Ohio. And the National Convention on Bigfoot Hunting actually is held there at the lodge every year because it is such a huge place for Bigfoot research, especially on the East Coast. I want to go there really bad.
Oh my gosh, that is a bucket list item for sure. Listen, I don't know if you guys have ever seen some of these Bigfoot hunters, but they are legit. They are so serious. Some of these
Oh yeah, they're
people, and
serious.
again, I don't want to take over this particular podcast. As Adam mentioned, maybe we'll do it. Maybe if you're up for it, we could do an episode where, because he's got so much knowledge about that. But yes, it literally, like, some of these people like rub things on them to mask their human scent,
Yeah.
and like
There are
wear
companies that have
camouflage.
created Bigfoot pheromones to
Yes,
try to
exactly. The
attract
Bigfoot call.
Bigfoots.
Have you heard the people who
Yes.
do? If
Yeah.
you can literally like find on the web like people who are doing like, instead of duck calls, it's Bigfoot calls to try to like lure them in. But I don't hate or shame, because that's, to me, I know some people are like, oh, that's kooky or whatever, but to me it's no different than us using a spirit box or any of our other paranormal investigative equipment that we choose to use. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, whether you believe in Bigfoot or not, that's okay. If you don't, that's fine, right? But you know, if you believe that there's not a Bigfoot because there's no evidence, all well and good, right? But we can't knock these people for trying their best to get the evidence, right? Because how are we going to know that something's not there if we don't have evidence of it? So for those people that believe in it, 100% my hat goes off to them for, doing everything they can to catch evidence of a Bigfoot. Now, I think that it exists, right? And we call it Bigfoot, that creature exists, but I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is at all. I have watched some videos and some things and did some research, and there's some pretty interesting evidence out there. And then some pretty interesting things that people pass off as evidence that are obviously not. But hey, the things that get me are the Bigfoot calls. Honestly, they're crazy, and people have caught verbal calls back from those, and linguists and all sorts of things have done analysis on them, and based off the tone and this, that, and the other, they can actually recreate the vocal cord structure of the animal that it came from. Science is crazy. And can tell that it's not human, whatever it's coming from. We can tell that. I guess, I don't know. I trust the scientists. I am not, a scientist like that to be able to reconstruct vocal cords of an animal based off of a call that they make. I think that's excellent. We can do that. So I have never, Mama Ghost Swain, I've never heard one in person, but I have watched people that have done live investigations get the calls, and I've heard them on video. And they definitely do not sound human at all. I will say that. Definitely sounds pretty strange. Pretty cool, actually. And, if the weather's too bad, I think we go in the woods a little bit. Do some squatch knocking, as they call it. Which is when you take a branch or like a log and you bash it against a tree. That's called squatch knocking.
Dude, if we're going into the woods, we need some bear spray. I'm just saying, because we're up in those mountains and we might not catch a Bigfoot. You'd be surprised. When we hike up North Jersey, and this typically, we like to hike in this kind of weather. And not all bears is actually a myth. Not all bears hibernate. So that might be something we would come up around a ridge, catching something that we are not familiar with. But I do have a headlamp with red infrared light specifically for night hiking that I specifically got for a night hike. So I will bring that for sure in case we do decide to at least pull off Maybe I'll look up some hiking trailheads that we can pull into, not necessarily go out
Yeah.
onto the
Oh,
trail.
not going out to any trail. No. That's what I mean.
just,
When I say go into the woods a little bit, I just mean drive. I don't
I
mean
wouldn't mind it, but
walking.
I would need to know it. I don't feel comfortable going into a place I've not been in during the day. If I were to hike some of my trails that we've hiked a million times, I could do it at night, but it's a little dangerous to do it, for the first time at night, and especially because that terrain's very different up there than it is down here. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
I'm
I think
perfectly
we can
okay
definitely.
pulling into a trailhead and stepping outside the car a few
Safe
feet.
squatch hunting.
Safe squatch hunting. That's what we'll call it. We'll call it
SSH.
SSH.
Safe squatch hunting.
All right. Well, I appreciate you guys coming on for the podcast today and helping me announce this wonderful opportunity that we have. It's been great
Yes,
having
thank you
you.
for having us on.
Absolutely.
And I volunteer to go into the woods. Y'all can remember me fondly. I'll find a bear or a Sasquatch. I'll go in.
Find a bear, a Sasquatch. Well, it'll be found footage like the Blair Witch Project. But only it won't
Absolutely
be
not.
the Blair Witch Project. It'll be the
Blair Bear Project.
Blair Bear Project.
Not to be confused with my cat Blair Bear.
Well, non-safe Sasquatch hunting footage. That's what we'll call it. Not
Instead
safe.
of NSFW.
Not safe for Sasquatch hunting. Oh gosh. All right, guys. Well, thank you
Not
again.
safe. Well, what are you doing?
Yeah. Really excited, and we'll give you guys some updates, and we'll throw out some videos throughout the week to maybe talk a little bit more about it for those that have missed this. So, because today seems like it was a really busy day for people's lives, and it's understandable. So, it's been an interesting week. It's been a weird week, I feel. So, I think everyone's relaxing this week.
Everybody I know, even outside of our family, have been sick this week. And so I feel like everybody's catching up on things this weekend. But thank you for letting us be on. And we are so unbelievably excited about next week. Today I already started planning in my head what I need to pack and where I'm going to pack it to keep it safe. And I wanted to also mention for those who are on our tube, we are still editing the second half of the drone investigation footage because of this sickness that literally took us out in different households. I did not, unfortunately, get to finish that editing. So please be sure to stay tuned. That is coming. I promise you all. Thank you for being patient, because that is the night you don't want to miss, because that's where we caught the really cool stuff. So
absolutely,
it is coming.
Thank you, Mama Ghost Lorraine. It's having me detected inactivity. I don't know what inactivity you're talking about. Thank you, Mama Ghost Lorraine, for subscribing to the tubes. Yeah. So again, thank you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and disconnect the guests here. Any last words? Any final words for you guys?
Thank you all again for stopping in and for supporting us. We're so grateful for the outpouring of love and support and engagement. We, check out our link tree that's in the bio. So you'll see all of our socials there if you're not already subscribed over on the tube. And if you're on the tube, check out our bio so you can see our socials for our other social medias as well.
Mhm.
And we have also started to get some swag together. So stay
Yes.
tuned for that. I got the awesome QR code business cards today. So
Ooh, do they
I
look
can't wait
good?
to show you those. They are
Ooh.
awesome. They're so clean and they work. We tested them. So we're getting stuff together for our merch line. There's just so much going on that's so cool. I think the Cryptic Keeper wants to say something, so I'll mute so it doesn't give feedback.
Yes, I just want to echo my wonderful wifey here and thanking you all for the love and support. It's been a particularly hard week and day for me, so this positivity and awesomeness has been great. So I really just want to extend heartfelt appreciation to all of you for Mama Joy there for sitting there. I know you're feeling so sick and you've been here, and everybody who's gifted and donated and taken the time to watch and comment, and just y'all are amazing. So thank you all so much, and we're really excited to get to see all of you next week up near the mountains in New York with some aliens.
Yes, absolutely. So, guys, I think that concludes episode 3 of the Unidentified Flying Podcast. If you made it this far, thank you guys so much. If you haven't, think about giving us a sub on the tubes. If you're on Spotify or Amazon Music, you can check us out on all the other social medias at Postmortem Paranormal. From there, you can look at our link tree, and it has all of our socials on there as well. So, big thank you to everyone that tuned in today. And if you're watching in the future, you're ahead of us. You're the future peoples. Thank you guys so much. Have a great night, everyone.